Hello everybody, welcome to G for G Games for Gamers. I'm your host, Napalm Dawn. Today's background music is brought to you by Mellow Electronica. The link will be in the description. Before the Spec Ops ended, I really wanted to generate this video for you guys very quickly and give you guys a chance to farm for this, because it's something that I happened to pick up yesterday that turned out to be really good. And the amount of combinations that are capable of this particular, of merging with this particular AISO are phenomenal. There's an AISO in the current Spec Ops called Blessing. And of course, you know, there's also tons of EISOs like Blood Magic and everything like that. But I got the Blessing AISO yesterday. And what I immediately did was I came over here and slotted it into my HAIF. And I slotted it over here, Heart of the Shu Lao. Buffs apply Blessing. Previously, I think I had the gray... actually, I had Manifesting over here, where it says that you get crits. Well, I realized that crits were only applying to him because this only applies to him when he does his ability. But the Blessing ISO says buffs apply Blessing. Blessing says that you take increased healing anytime you heal. What that means is that if I were to take this and slot it on his healing chi, that means HAIF restores back to his previous levels of healing on everybody. I would lose Rising Up, but that means Heroic Age Iron Fist is now healing the way he used to before he got nerfed. So I realized there's a lot of really incredible combinations with Blessing. Blessing says that it can be slotted on any ability that is considered a buff. And what you would want to do is apply it to people who provide AoE buffs. So, for example, evasive maneuvers would apply to the whole team. Here is one of the most incredible combinations for it. Terrorizing Boost. Imagine Doctor Strange using his powers to give you a quick action Terrorizing Boost that also applies Blessing. And if he was running the Sympathetic ISO that says Magic also heals, huge. Invisible Woman can do it off of her shields. Doctor Strange can do it off of his Terracing Boost. Phoenix can do it off of Mind Link. Sif can do it off of Inspire Courage, but I think Berserk is a little bit better. Storm can do it off of her Shroud. Thor, for all you Age of Ultron people out there who like to run Thor because of that Mystic Shroud that he gives you, you can do it off of there too. So basically, every time he does Inspire Bravery, not only would he be giving you the Mystic Shroud, he would be creating a scenario where you would take increased healing. Now this is all of these examples are with the understanding that something provides you with a heal. If you had Nurkod, you could slot it here in her Maddening Waves. She'd apply Blessing. Chaos Shield for Scarlet Witch would be a phenomenal application of the ISO because it says Chaos Shield restores health during the next attack. Imagine if that shield was affected by Blessing. You would have huge numbers on the shields. Emma could do it with Unlock Potential, but that would only be single target. Hercules could do it for himself if you didn't have the Guffaw ISO. Cable could do it with his turn shifting. Psylocke, for all you Quicksilver Psylocke teams out there, or people who like Psylocke for mental coordination, if you would apply Blessing to her mental coordination over here, and your agent had some kind of healing apparatus, I mean, every 2 rounds, you're giving yourself Blessing. You would heal for huge amounts. Magneto could do it on his magnetic field. Omega Sentinel can do it on her... She can't do it on her Nano Heal array because it's heal and tech, it's not a buff, but she could do it on her defensive array. And she could also do it on her hologram. So if you slotted it here, hologram array would do it, and defensive array would do it. Plasma torch would not. Union Jack could do it off of his V for victory. So if you were running a follow-up heavy team on defense, like quick raccoons, quick noirs, all of that, you could slot it there and you could do it. Rescue, for all you last day delay defenders, all you people who like to run heavy defensive teams on the last few days to hope for resets, you could slot it and under her reconstruction matrix. So not only would rescue be applying fortified, but this is also a guaranteed heal. So she is applying a shield to the entire team. She's giving them a heal over time that is now stronger with blessing. If you had the ISO for status reset and you had snappy service and you had radiation over here, protector protocol, you can run anything for that one. I would maybe suggest the gracious so that she restores her own stamina. Red Hulk could do it for himself under bulwark. If you had blessing over there for bulwark, and there's not really a whole lot that you would slot on bulwark, you could apply the blessing over here, and every time he drains, he would drain for that much more health. That is a really, really ugly combination for that particular ISO. Thane could do it off of his Amber Field, but that's single target. Loki doesn't really have a whole lot of buffs that he could do. Moonstone, she could slap it out on everybody with Gravity Syndrome. If you had her with Snappy Service and she applied Gravity Well, she would apply Blessing to your entire team via a quick action. Volstagg is another one of these ones that is very well suited for the ISO. If you gave him the elite ISO that, you know, all the bruisers run, and then under here, under guard the rear, you gave him that blessing, he would apply the blessing when he applies cover to the entire team. So now the team is taking reduced damage and is taking increased healing. So he would heal for more if the elite ISO caused a drain, and if the team had some kind of healing, it would work. It would also work for Sandman, at least on himself. If you slotted it into gathering sand and you gave him the elite ISO, every time he drained, he would restore more hit points. The next really big one for that would be, actually we passed him. Heimdall is another really, really good one for this ISO. Slot it in his Yallarhorn. So he's giving the team a guaranteed all rising up buffs, and he's given them blessing. If you ran him with Sandman and the agent with maybe like a T-Bow glove in the elite ISO, the drains would be legendary. You would be so tough to take down under that kind of a scenario. Molly could do it for herself off of Raspberry. If she slotted it here, she would take increased healing. Beta Ray Bill, and where is his shieldy move? No, he doesn't. None of his count as buffs, really. For Angela with Battle Cry, yeah, she could do it off of Battle Cry, but, well, actually she has Blessing already. So there's kind of an application of it in the game existing. Victor could do it under Calculator Kid. We do know the AI does like to use Calculator Kid when he's on defense, so this wouldn't be a terrible spot for that ISO. Spider-Girl doesn't have any spots. Hyperion doesn't have any spots. But if somebody gave Hyperion Blessing and he was running the elite ISO, again, very, very, very tough to take down at that point in time. So that's something that I wanted to go ahead and show you guys. There is another potential application of Blessing. We all know that a lot of the magic casters in the game, like Enchantress and everything, like to run the sympathetic ISO that says every time you cast a magic spell, you get a heal. So let's take a look at Enchantress as an example for that. Magic Missile, magic, 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 magic. If somebody gave her blessing, either via the Staff of Asclepios or this ISO, every time she does every one of these abilities, she heals for that much more. Now imagine if you took out my Sting and you applied the covert ISO over here, and she had the pre-firing magic missiles, and every time she did a pre-counter, she'd heal herself off of sympathetic and now blessing. Now imagine if you took any one of these other heroes. Let's say you had Enchantress, and you know what we'll say? We'll find Pesty. Oh, we won't go with Pesty. Where's Red Hulk? Actually, we'll go with Red Hulk. So, I have him with his Boom Shakalaka. Let's say I took out Boom Shakalaka, and I gave him this combination of ISOs. And let's just assume he has Blessing. I want to kind of point something out over here. Well, there's Smoldering, which is the one that I already have. Begins a fight with 40%. So we're going to leave Boom Shakalaka in place. But then we give him the Mystical E ISO. Attacks are now also magic. And we give him the Resonant Empowered ISO 8. So if we take away Boom Shakalaka, we give him Resonant, and we give him Mystic. That says every time he casts magic, he's going to get a heal. Well, now all of a sudden, everything he does is magic. And now add Blessing on top of that. And now create the situation where he can drain. How disgusting would that combination be? That all of a sudden, everything he does is magic. So Searing Smash causes a heal. Bunker Buster causes a heal. Bulwark wouldn't cause a heal if it's a quick action, but if he was exhausted, it would cause a heal. Gamma Bomb now heals. Really, really very interesting way of doing that. You could slot the Blessing ISO under here, under Bulwark, and then he's off at the races. With those two ISOs, yes, his heat would be very low in the beginning of combat, but now, all of a sudden, everything he does creates a healing situation. If you had the Crooked Branch, you could give him Boom Shakalaka, you could give him the All Attacks Are Magic, and allow the Crooked Branch to heal him. Really, really ugly combination. So, I wanted to share that with you guys before the Spec Ops ended. I know there's not a lot of time left, but if you do not have that Blessed A ISO, I suggest you try to get at least one desperately, because we don't know when Playdom will release these again, but I think there are some really vicious combinations that could be achieved. Also, with the Mystical E ISO, with all attacks being magic, that's another one that I think could prove to be really obnoxious in PvP. So, just wanted to share, guys. Good luck. Hope I invented some interesting team-ups and ideas for you guys. Take care.